Hello everybody, welcome back to another concert review. Today, very special concert I got to see on July the 14th at the Southern Music Hall in Charlottesville, Virginia. I got to see for the first time Tommy Prine perform there. Now, I've done a couple of concert reviews from the Southern. I saw the Lemon Twigs there back in May. I've seen Oliver Wood there from the Wood Brothers, so this was my third time experiencing the Southern. Very, very neat little intimate venue. This particular show, maybe 120-ish people there. Not a full house, so the temperature was very controlled. A lot of times it's very warm. At least the last two times I've been there, it's been very warm. And those are both two different times of the year. Oliver Wood I saw in January, and then the January of last year, and then the Lemon Twigs in May. So been there for the different climates. It's always a little bit, iffy. But anyway, got to see Tommy Prine. He's currently supporting his debut album called This Far South. This one, there's a signature there. This is the pre-order. Produced by Rustin Kelly, who has a country music background in his own right. This is Tommy kind of expressing himself after the passing of his father, John Prine, who, as you know, if you follow this channel for any length of time, know that is my main influence on guitar for sure. Top three songwriter for me, right up there with Bob Dylan. That third spot kind of rotates. Paul Simon's up there. Tom Petty's up there. Lennon, McCartney are up there. So that's a rotating spot. But Prine and Dylan are right there. He might be number two. But anyway, Tommy, if you listen to his music, again, this is his debut called This Far South. Vocally, musically, doesn't sound anything really like his dad. Looks like his dad quite a bit. There's Tommy right there. He's in his late 20s, I believe. Again, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And the hype sticker on this says it all. It says, this is from the Tennessean, Tommy Prine isn't standing in his dad's shadow. He's just walking next to it. That's really well said. Obviously, he knows what his last name means in the songwriting world, but he doesn't have to be his dad. And I think that's pretty admirable. But anyway, got to see Tommy Prine play again. He had a three-piece band with him, guitarist, bassist, and drummer. So he had some background vocals, had a little extra bang for the buck up there on stage. Opener was a group called Kindred Valley, I believe, out of Huntington, West Virginia. They were fantastic, kind of an ensemble group. Very folky, had some religious undertones to their music, which I like a lot. And just really, really cool to see that. But yeah, I got to the show, kind of stood in the back. Nobody was really out on the floor during the opener. I was there with my girlfriend, so it was really good to see a show with her. And we just enjoyed the opening tunes. It was really good. It wasn't like annoying opening music, which is the case a lot of times. This is a group that I would actually go back and see with Kindred Valley. So they played for they came out around 7:30. I think they were finished about 10 after 8 or so, 8:15. And then Tommy came out, played till about 9:30 or so. So great show. He did all but two of the songs on this record. Opened with the title track, This Far South. Tommy's got kind of like a lower baritone kind of voice, which I really, really like. For a minute, like when you first hear it, you're like, oh, that's a little bit different. But then you start listening to it, you're like, okay, I can get behind that. I like it a lot. Tommy's lyrics deal with a lot of loss. Obviously, this album, I think a lot of it was written probably during COVID. It came out in 2023. He talks about his dad a couple times without mentioning his dad. There's just a line that he says where he says, people say I look just like you, obviously referring to his dad. He talks about some addiction that he went through, some friends' addictions that he has dealt with, some people that he's lost that weren't just his dad, but people to drug addiction. He talks about that in this record, and is actually currently working on a new record if it's not already finished. And he kind of joked during the show that we're going to hear about half of the new record before it's out, and we did. Again, all original tunes, no covers. Didn't mention his dad. Didn't sing a John Prine song, which is I knew. There were some older people there who I wonder if they thought that maybe he might do some of his dad's songs, but nobody seemed disappointed. And he was, humorous from the stage. He was talking a bit to the crowd. Yeah, just very casual. Was out there in shorts, in a baseball cap, and yeah, so it was really cool. We were standing kind of right to stage left, and it was really really cool to be there, to be that close to him, and especially since John Prine himself started in bars and coffee shops. Kind of cool to see Tommy in this setting as well. But some great stuff. Again, he opened with This Far South, then went right into a new song called Holding On to More. Then went to a song called Boyhood, from the This Far South record. Crashing Again was fantastic. Then he went to another new song, Mysteries of Man, another new one called Space, and then probably the most John Prine song of anything that he's done, a song called Mirror in a Kitchen Sink. Very upbeat. Most of his stuff is pretty mellow, but this one's more upbeat. Pretty quick little 2.5 minute song. Just really, really good stuff. Two characters called, Romeo and Juliet, and just, a lot of kind of Prine-isms in that. Then he did another new one called Fire and Fuel, By the Way, which is the closer of side A on This Far South. Then the band left the stage. It was just Tommy with his acoustic guitar, which he played the whole night. Did a new song called Love Circle. But he also did a song called Gandalf, which wasn't on the set list, and really cool to hear that. He's a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so he was singing about using some comparisons with Lord of the Rings in this song. So really really cool to do that, for him to sing these unreleased songs. I posted that song on my YouTube channel. You'll see it a few videos back. Then he also did the songs. The band came back out. Reach the Sun, Into Letter to My Brother, both from This Far South. Bottled Rage was another song that he did new. Elohim, which is kind of his struggles with religion and his belief system at the moment, which is the opening track to This Far South. Then he did two new ones, one song called Candy Bar, and then a song called Observations. And then he did a song that was just a digital single called Ships in the Harbor. That was his debut single. That one is about losing his dad. Really, really touching song. He talks about wishing that he could speak to his father. Just emotion. You could see it in his face when he was singing. And then he finished with a song called Cash Carter Hill from this album here. A lot of emotion in that song too. And it was a great closer. And then right when he finished that, he pretty much said, I'm going to be out front at the merch table. Come say hello. And, we'll hang out for a minute. So obviously I was like, we've got to go. I've got to meet Tommy Prine. That's going to be so cool. And so I walked up to the stage. The guitar player's set list was there. So I got to grab a set list there. There's all the information. I got him to sign it. He wrote the word choo choo on there because he had a thing on his social media last year where he wanted us to edit a picture that he had put up, and I put his face on Thomas the Tank Engine, if you remember that show from the 80s and 90s. Because obviously Thomas the Tank Engine, and I remember he reshared it on his social media platforms, and so my girlfriend was like, you gotta show him the picture. You gotta show him the picture. So I showed him the picture. I was like, I don't know if you remember this, but I made this, for you about a year ago. Showed it to him, and he cracked up. Said that he showed it to his friends, and they all loved it so much. And he's like, "That was you, man! Oh, that's so funny!" Like, it was so cool. Shook his hand. My girlfriend was able to snap a picture. I shared that on my community page, and just really, really nice guy. So happy that he took the time. He wasn't rushing me away. I talked to him for like 2 or 3 minutes. There was a line building. I was the one he was focused on. So that was really cool. Very classy. Thank you, Tommy, if you see this. I really appreciate it, my man. And I'm looking forward to the new record. So if you buy this record, again, if you're a John Prine fan, It's not going to sound like John Prine, but, it's good songwriting, really good music, good production, and I can only see Tommy growing from this point onward. So even the new songs that we heard, we both talked in the car on the way from the show, we're saying like the new songs we are liking even better than the songs on here. So he's already growing, and I love that he's already got a whole album's worth of material out, in a year since putting this album out. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've heard of Tommy Prine, if you know about him, and yeah, if you do, check him out. Link me up in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. In the meantime, everybody, y'all be good, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.